I just had an epiphany. So I was in Dollar Tree and this happened. Have y'all ever witnessed something happening in real time and you were like, dude, if I film this, it would make some great content, but it's not really my business and I'm not messy, and so I'm going to leave it alone? That's the conversation I'm overhearing right now. And it's the managers. Anyways, happy Saturday. And it's the managers. So instead of trying to record a private conversation having in public by two workers, I decided to just pause and be a human in that moment. Yay me! This is the key. In stepping back and just observing and listening and then finally getting to the register, I found that the only thing that I wanted to do was be nice to the cashier because she just dealt with, in the middle of checking people out now, a situation. And I smiled and I asked her how she was doing. And also it was funny because just before I left, she's handing my receipt and somebody walks in, she greets them, they completely ignore her. I look at her and smile and I say, I hope you have a great day. And she says nice things back. And this is the key, guys. We truly don't know what people are going through. No, seriously, we don't. I happened to be in the store while that conversation was happening, so I knew that she was already having like a stress point. But she didn't take it out on me or anybody else. But that's not the point. The point is, what are we giving as consumers? What are we doing when we interact with people in the service industry? Hello. Now, I'm not going to preach. But friends, that is what God wants us to do. So what my epiphany was that I believe this is good morning and we're driving in. Good morning. We're driving in. Good morning. We're driving in. We're driving in. Let's go. Today's morning motivation and verse of the day comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 18. And it reads, so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary and what is unseen is eternal. I mean, it's straightforward, y'all. Listen, Paul, our friend Paul, the writer of Corinthians, because he's writing to the church that meets in Corinth, is trying to encourage them because Paul is running his race actively. And that's why he's writing all these letters to send them out to the church and make sure that they stay encouraged, that they remember the teachings of Christ. However, Paul also knows that this race is not easy. The race is long, but the race is worth it. What I really like about it is that Paul begins the chapter talking about do not lose heart. Cheat code. He's going to end it there too. Why should we not lose heart? Because we have God's mercy through the ministry. And right before we get all the way back to the bottom with the verse of the day, in verse 16, it says again, therefore, do not lose heart. And reinforces it by reminding us that yes, our earthly bodies are wasting away day by day, but inwardly,